Pranay, can you unmute Suleiman Hirani, please?
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, Suleiman bhai.
Hello. All set, ma'am?
Yeah.
She's been set for 62
Abel,
speakers
मुझे
now.
मार कर दी मैं तो.
So we are live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll get started. We have 41 participants.
Right.
Let's get started. Okay. So let me welcome everyone to the first event of the year 2021. Let me start by wishing you all a very happy new year and wishing you a prosperous and a fulfilling year ahead. I5 has been one of those events that gets us a lot of fellowship, and this is something that was started under the chairmanship of Sona Chatwani, and it's good to have her as the speaker today. Finally, we've been cajoling her from the first time, from the first event, I guess. And welcome all for taking the time out, especially to all the speakers today. So today we have our past chairperson Sona Chatwani, photographer, the photographic team of Ricken Desai and Sonal Desai, interior designer Ratna Kalluri. I hope I said that right, Ratna. Architect Vinod Shah and architect Rohit Mirdoddi. And thank you all for taking your time out to present your work. So I5 is about sharing works, and generally the idea is to share your philosophy and your work. Most of the I5 speakers are speakers we haven't heard from before. So it's always good to see what fellow fraternity are doing, and it's a mix of work, larger practices, smaller practices, related fields, and that kind of thing. And I5 is that, so 5 speakers, 15 minutes each, and it's nice to have you guys here. And so today we would have been lovely to meet up. That was the original plan. We were supposed to meet up at Saptaparni and have this thing in the open air. So 2 things stopped that from happening. One is the rise in cases, and the other thing is the cold, right? So let's all let's share work through the from wherever we are comfortable, and let's share this work. And these series would not be possible without our partners, Suleiman and Zinat Irani from Darpan, and the Malpani brothers, right? And a big thanks to you guys. You guys have always been part of these series. Suleiman Bhai is the one who initiated it, and now Vinod's joined Suleiman Bhai to take this further together. So let's get started. So it's my privilege to introduce the first speaker of the day. Oh, chairperson, my chairperson, Sona Chatwani. So Sona is, for those who don't know her, which will be very few of you, she is the principal designer and creative force behind her firm, SC Design Studio, which is into architectural interior design consultancy of residential and commercial interiors. She started in the year 2000. She has a master's in interior design from the Queensland College of Arts, Griffith University, Australia. She has chaired the Institute of Indian Interior Designers at the Hyderabad regional chapter through the years 2014 to 17. And she has been part of the IIID committee for over 10 years. And she went on from that to chair the FICCI Ladies Organization, or FLO as it's fondly called. She chaired that organization from 2019 to 2020. Apart from designing duplexes, villas, apartments, our commercial interiors include the Hamstock Institutions, CK Spa, 24 Letter Mantra, Pramati Technologies, the new Manish Malhotra store. Her firm also does architecture and landscape work as well. In recognition of the excellent works, her works have been nominated for the IIID MK Awards at national level and have received awards at the IIID AP Laticrate Awards in both commercial and residential designs. The Amravati Design Festival recognized her with an award in 2018. She was felicitated by TV5 in 2019 for mentorship in interiors. She has also received an award from the FICCI Flow Hyderabad Government Interface Policy for Incubation. Her personal interests include sports, designing of clothes, traveling. Her sense of social responsibility inclines towards spreading awareness against child labor, which she strongly condemns. And among other things, she's been the initiator of a lot of the programs that the Hyderabad regional chapter does, like the I5, the design lab. She's also instituted 2 gold medals in the name of IIID with the JNFAU. And she's also been at increasing awareness of Cherial art throughout her tenure. And what more can I say? Sona, take away.
Thank you, Nandu. This is really extensive and quite embarrassing. Thank you so much. So, a very happy new year to all of you. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of this I5, which is very close to my heart. And it's especially an honor since Hyderabad chapter is entering its 25th year. I5 was started with an idea of getting to know the other side of the designers and welcoming them to the IID growing family. Little did I know one day I'll have to speak here. So today, I'm not going to be talking for my works. I have made a small video for that. We shall be playing it later. Oh, well, so to most of you who don't know me, I come from a conservative Gujarati close-knit family with Jai Shri Krishna mornings. I owe a big thank you to my parents for good education, and for most of my life, they let me be me. They gave me the spirit of high fly. My parents have always been very encouraging and saw to it that we engage in a lot of extracurricular activities as well. Mom ensured that I take 4 years training in Kathak dance, got coaching in table tennis, played for school, college, universities, and also for open stage. Though conservative upbringing, they never distinguished between a boy and a girl at our place. Talking of the family, I also have to add here, I have an extended family here at IID and blessed to have some great friends like family, both at IID and at FICCI Flow. I've found some wonderful, grounded people, and I know they are going to be a huge part of me in my journey ahead in life from IID. So going to my formal education, growing up in all-girls school, first in Rosary, St. Francis and Women's, and left me being a very shy lady. Hard to believe. I know it's like difficult to relate to me of being a shy girl. But growing up in a Gujarati household is mostly about numbers and food. That was the talk between my brothers and dad almost every morning on the dining table. My negotiation skills, Nandu, and me being good with numbers is purely from a Gujarati genes, and grew up loving numbers and being excellent in maths, and secretly nurtured the dream of being a chartered accountant. Fate had its way otherwise. After some brainstorming from parents, ended up joining Modules Design Institute, run by Wasima Kabir, for a 3-year diploma, which was a game changer for my professional career. Soon after my diploma, I landed up with Intergraph at Begumpet as my first project. And I designed the furniture through woodcrafts later and even supervised that particular site. I was just out of college and new and overwhelmed. I have to share an incident from here, from my earlier days, which was instrumental in establishing my behavior pattern in my career. There were two sort of contractors working on the site who were very difficult to control, and it was difficult to get them taking me seriously. So I started wearing saris, so I look older and was keen to be taken seriously. And one day, one of the carpenters came to me and said, "Ma'am, ek baat bolu aapko." मैंने कहा बोलो. अब बुरा तो नहीं मानेंगे मैम. अच्छा मैंने कहा बोलो. I thought again this is something about the war that were going between those contractors. And I was least expecting this. He said, "Ma'am, आप साड़ी में बहुत अच्छे दिख रहे हो." And I was like, "Oh my God, lots of words." It was like, this is not going to work. The saris is definitely not going to work. And I think till today, I haven't worn a sari on the site at least. So I guess that was a gradual change. I started bossing around, being very strict, all those to raise my guard and to be taken as a serious lady designer. I think most of the ladies here relate to what I'm trying to say. So, but looking back, I really find this funny now. Fast forwarding to 4 years of work experience, which includes working in Woodcraft, a furniture manufacturer company, and also was freelancing designer in addition to managing Indian art and craft store Jharoka. After a lot of deliberations, went overseas for a master's degree in visual art in interior design to Queensland College, Griffith Uni. That was in year 1996. It opened up various avenues for me, the thought processes and understanding of the subject, which was like more closely, and also got me inclined towards teaching. After my return on completion of postgrad, I was looking towards doing a PhD and was applying to US. And meanwhile, I took up teaching at Zed's Career Academy belonging to Hamstick Institutions. Also got a comeback break in remodeling the premises, Hamstick premises, and things were changing fast at home and things were moving really fast. Meanwhile, I happened to meet Chawla sir in one of my old schools who asked me to join IIID. So here I am. Chawla sir also got me into the IID committee, and it was a little overwhelming to find hardly any women in the committee. And as the years grew, we grew from strength to strength. I think we are now, 5 or 6 women in the committee. I joined IID somewhere in the 2001, soon after 2000 IID NatCon in Hyderabad. So it's been a 20 years of relationship and nostalgia at IID too. So teaching continued in Hamstick as a visiting lecturer for a few more years. Also was teaching in JNTU for over 10 years of my students, now feeling ancient though. IID has been an instrumental part of my professional journey and has taught me so much as a person. I owe to all my seniors and mentors for giving me opportunity to lead the organization and sharing it between 2014 and 17. So coming to my professional diary, here we are, our work design philosophy, more philosophy. Yeah. So in the midst of all this teaching and all this, I landed up with a residential interior and architecture project and had my office set up in garage in 2000. And there was no turning back since then. Humble to share, we all finished almost close to 200 plus projects. And I thank all my clients for continuous patronage and other consultants and trade fraternity whom we worked along. And also a big thank you to associates and interns who worked along the way. I'd like to play a video of our journey on completion of 20 years of our SC Design Studio. We just managed with whatever we had. as couldn't click few sites lately due to COVID and some missed in the past because of our forgetfulness and also honestly laziness. So Pranay, can I have the video here? Pranay? Thank you. So each day there is so much growing with new technology, new apps, and now even virtual delegating. I am, along with my team, trying to adapt, reboot, evolve every single day. Also, I'd like to add in here, over the years, I took up a lot of traveling, both India and overseas. My quest for knowing Indian art and crafts and the research bit that goes along, experiences working with the master craftsmen and artisans is something that I'm really enjoying and also executing. Slowly and steadily, I realize my work is reflecting art in more contemporary way. I must say here, I have worked hard and struggled for everything as a student, as a designer, as a chair. I have never taken things for granted. Can you believe I never bunked a college for uni or a university for a movie ever? I realized I missed out on some fun on the way. Trust me, it's not worth it. Yet another learning in my life, I guess, as a Fiki flow chair, I was slightly more relaxed and learned to be in moment. And I'm still improving. And my advice to all of you, enjoy being in the moment in even demanding situations. It's okay for not being perfect. I have paced down slightly, enjoying what life is throwing back at me, and trying to gauge and relate numerous perspectives and understandings. I have learned one thing in my profession, that you don't build a business, you build relationships. Suggestions to my friends and members to participate in awards and competitions. Just when I started winning awards at IID, they stopped committee participation and I lost the zeal later. So just don't wait. The time is now.
So,
I'll just share a couple of other mantras as well, since leadership is not wielding authority, it's empowering others. The best leaders keep their staff motivated and connected to the central mission. They delegate to employees effectively, provide opportunity, and act with fairness to create a culture of empowerment. Be a part of the movement and bring or make an effort to create the change you want to see. After leading a couple of organizations, I like to share a point on leadership here. Realizing your vision is tough work. Motivating others to share your dream is even harder. A good leader is not someone who inspires her team, but also inspires the world. Learning what it takes to be a great leader is a process that requires courage, the courage to realize other people's potential and want them to have personal success in life as much as you want in success in your own life. You need to be willing to share the limelight and celebrate the hard work and dreams of others too. My word to the youngsters, please take your internship seriously. If somebody offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, just say yes and learn to do and deal with it later. Get mentors, which I missed very badly. Don't start your careers with turnkey projects. It limits your scope of design expression. Grow gradually, something I learned on my way. And where do I see myself in 10 years? I never had a vision or a goal, mostly took each day as it came. But it's always nice to have a goal and vision and make move towards it, uh, invest from time to time in making your blueprint. I'm working with a couple of architects and planning to go with partnership firm on architecture projects soon. Collaboration seems to be the way forward. 10 years or beyond, I'm going to be here making meaningful and beautiful environments and doing meaningful things alike to our profession. And for sure, COVID has taught me there is no retirement age for me. You take away work from me and I'm a dead person. So no retiring for me ever. I've set more goals for myself and there is so much to do ahead. And this childlike enthusiasm even today keeps me going. And I really feel blessed. Yes, dil to wo bacha hai ji. So this is it. Thank you so much to hear me out. Thank you, Nandu, to invite me.
okay. Thank you, Sona, and let me congratulate you and your team for the 20 years of
Thank you.
practice and
Thank you.
work. And you can see the progression of your work with the one client that you started with, Amstech,
Yes.
right? And you can see the growth across time over the same client. So congratulations on the work and the leadership that you brought and you still bring to the whole community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Sona. Now we go to our second speaker. So nobody's ever dragged me to a site at 4 o'clock in the morning. Ricken and Sonal did that. So Ricken, somebody who wants to start photography at 4 in the morning, and he needs to get up earlier than that. So that was an interesting thing. And so I was looking around. So whenever we liked some work, you sort of look for the photographer. And Ricken's name kept coming up. And so, and then I got to meet them, and they're a fab team to work with, and a great bunch to know. And so let me introduce Ricken to you guys. For those who don't know, Ricken Desai is a renowned architecture photographer who believes in capturing designs and details in all their structural glory. He is creative, receptive, and not afraid to take risk when it feels right. As a result, he has found himself coming up with creative solutions while capturing some incredibly difficult photos on a number of occasions. He is an entrepreneur and has run a successful apparel business and did his master's from one of London's top universities. However, as most cliches go, photography was his true calling. Ricken has put in a lot of time and effort in growing his organic apparel business. However, the days when he got back from his shoots were the days that were his most productive and fulfilling. And Ricken has sort of is self-taught, and he's brilliant with the work he does. If Ricken says he does not have dates for your project, it's most probably because he might just have scheduled to ride up to Ladakh or somewhere across India. He's an avid biker, and so when he says no, it's not because there's too much work. It's just that he's busy riding out there somewhere. And when you get to meet him, do ask him about his adventures from the Guinness World Record trip that he's made. So here's Ricken, the photographer in Hyderabad, and is part of multiple riding gangs. And Ricken and his work. Ricken, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nandu sir. That was a lovely, lovely introduction. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I'll just share my screen first. Here we go. So yes, we are Ricken Desai Photography. And as Nandu sir said, we've spent almost about 7 years now in this work. And 1 second, sorry. And during this pandemic, we realized that, there's something we can do sitting at home, because we couldn't go to, sites to document them. And so we decided to actually ask this question to the architecture and the interior fraternity as to why do you need to hire a professional photographer to document your designs? And this was not just about us. It was about in general as to why do you think you should hire a professional photographer? And here are some of the answers that we received. And obviously I'm not quoting each and every one of them, just to keep it neutral, but there were some very interesting points that came up that taught us also a lot of new things. And I'm sure, so here's one of this thing, that nothing can beat an on-site experience to showcase and talk about work, but pictures capture all such experiences into archives that can be referred anytime. Bandwidth of permanence of a built space is narrowing day by day in today's world. And documentation probably is the only way to get back time and again to these experiences. Pictures, as we all know, act as a virtual tour of the projects to prospective clients as well. This part where we all access libraries in college. These libraries are based on documented works and theories. And for an architect, photo documentation is about preparing his journey in design. No story would be as interesting as one's professional journey, and photo documentation makes that possible. Having a professional and not an amateur to do this for any architect is very important. And the difference could be as much as the difference between a professional architect designing a house and a civil contractor designing the same house. Not my words, but somebody did say that. And another one of the responses that we received for this question was that for an architect who works so much hard on a project and gets them evolved to perfection, and then comes the stage to showcase it. And here we need a professional photographer to capture all your thought processes in one click. Design philosophy, material, textures, light, and more importantly, the feel of these spaces. So a professional photographer is totally focused on aesthetically appealing and intention of space and structure. Well, there is something that changes the game plan when you have to make your company socially acknowledgeable. And we all agree that today's day and age, socially being present is one of the biggest things that is out there. So when we first see the pictures delivered, they give us a certain kick, or one may say it is a feel good factor to see your efforts captured with this beautiful color along with daylight and night settings that only a good professional photographer can bring. The pictures boost our morale, and site after site, we have been even more thrilled to have the photo shoot done. It is now almost as if the aim is the photo shoot. We complete the project with finesse and execute the details perfectly so that they can be captured and published. These pictures not only give us a thrill, they also talk a lot about what we do and how we do when they are presented on social media. A picture speaks 1,000 words, a philosophy that we now strongly believe, and only I stress, only a good photographer can make that magic, who has an eye for the perfect shot. Investing in a professional photo shoot has been by far, I think, our most valuable investment, and we strongly urge every architect to document their work and let those pictures talk for you. Uh, Architects have always have a story to tell through the spaces. Play of volumes, play of light and shadow, movement, connect and disconnect, details, etc. Architecture is where both mind and body of the user interact with physical space. People in the space can experience and understand the architect's thoughts behind the design. Architects also want the photographs to give the same experience to the viewers. I read somewhere a good photographer is the one who can capture the photograph same as the human eye sees it at that moment. Architectural photographers should help the viewers to experience the space, but not just appreciate. And here's one of the last ones that I would like to bring out. Hiring a professional photographer is not someone with a bag of expensive equipments only. It's using his tools to make your space look more detailed and artistic. A professional photograph of your work ultimately becomes your marketing tool. Your project, your work in the most beautiful and realistic way with an essence of technology and knowledge. My experiences with photographers has been beyond just a capture and click. They ultimately become a part of your design ride. Long and short of it, a beautiful picture cannot be made on a phone or a home camera, and we do not make movies at home for obvious reasons. You need a professional gadget along with an eye for the detail, understanding of light, composition, backdrop, and overall aesthetic sense. A professional blends everything together on a bare canvas. All you need is an elaborate briefing of the space and making them see through your eyes before they begin. At the end, when you see a trailer on that little camera screen, you're constantly reminded of your design journey and how well it's been told by that one click. So here, these were the responses that we received, from a lot of established new coming architects, and it made us wonder as to the question that we asked them, and are we on the right journey as well to what we do. So who are we? I mean, as Nandu sir explained, we're a team of two. Myself, Ricken Desai, and I'm the principal photographer and the editor for all the shoots that we do at our end. I have my partner in life and at work, Sona Desai, very famously known as the Fixer. She's the one who handles the company on her sweet shoulders. And she's the one who plans everything, fixes everything, and I just end up to shoot and then deliver it. We have believed in one theory from the beginning when we've started, that work hard, stay humble, and be the hardest worker in the room. And we have been consistently doing that for a long time now. Our journey, as Nandu sir gave a brief in what we had, we have a experience of actually working in an apparel industry for about 14 years, and photography has always been a passion of mine. I started photography by capturing my twin daughters when they were born, and I always wanted to have good photographs of them, because they are both girls, they are going to leave someday, and we need to have some very good memories of them. So I started photographing. I started learning myself, and that's where my passion for photography began. And one thing led to another. And whenever I used to shoot an event, or like the Sunburn or a Harley event, or whenever I came back from that event, I had the biggest smile on my face. And I think my work with the apparel business did not bring that smile in me. And it became very relevant to me that if I allow your passion to become your purpose, and it will one day become your profession. And that's exactly what has happened at my end. And um, it's been about 7 years now that we are in this business, and it's been a fantastic journey, because every day, every shoot is new, every space is more creative than the other. The people that we meet on a daily basis are creative people, are intense people, and we have learned a lot in the last 7 years, if I may say so, than in my 14 years of business. And with over 450 shoots now, I think in about 6 to 7 years, if I'm not mistaken, we have learned that every day is a learning. I get to learn every day about photography, about the space, about design, about creativity, about light. And we have always believed that we should deliver more than expected. And one of our primary purposes have been to justify our clients' designs through our pictures. And how can our clients optimize from what we deliver? How can these photographs be used to the maximum by the client, so that obviously at the end of the day it should be useful to them as well. And going further, what we do primarily is we care. We believe that photo documentation should be a fun process. After all, it's the result of immense hard work for an architect or interior designer, and a reason of immense pride for any homeowner. We care, and hence we try our best to smoothen the process of documentation. What we do and what we've learned in this pandemic or this thing, so we've started to realize that we should actually take down or reduce the troubles of our clients. So we now provide checklists for our clients, which help them getting in the space ready for the photo shoot day. Which means that things that need to be done on the site, so that you get the best out of the photo shoot that you're going to do. We also provide what to expect from a professional photo shoot. We've realized that a lot of clients find it difficult to get permission from their clients. And if it was me 7 years ago, and you asked me that there are two people going to come to my house, stay there for 4 5 hours, get into each and every room, bedroom, bathroom, and photograph, I don't think so I'd be comfortable. And that's what we realized. So we started providing something like this, what you see on the screen, that we ask the clients to give it to their end clients, so that they realize as to what is going to happen on that day. It's important that the homeowner also enjoys this journey. And this particular thing is on WhatsApp, and it can be easily forwarded by the architect or the interior designer to their clients. The sentence which is there in the end is that it's your baby, and these pictures would be there for a lifetime. And we care about that, and we certainly believe that every documentation that is done from our side, these photographs should be cherished for a lifetime for everybody who's involved. Here are a list of some of the services that we provide. So, contrary to popular belief that photography is just walk in, take a couple of shots, and walk out, there is a lot that happens pre and post a photo shoot. There's extreme number of hours that go into downloading the photographs, editing them, then delivering them properly. Pre-shoot has a lot of work that needs to be done on site. So some of the services that we offer from our end is, one, obviously, we offer residential interior photography, which is our primary business right now. Apart from that, we have a sector where we do commercial interior photography. With commercial spaces, we understand how important visual marketing is and how it affects the business's reputation and brand exposures. And then we do real estate photography as well. it's like a package, and these are designed for real estate owners because their marketing and their approach towards their business is slightly different from architects and interiors designers. Then we have a retail interior lifestyle photography, and off lately we've also started something which is very interesting, and something is a new journey for me as well, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly, which is aerial photography and video. um, there are a couple of factors that go into aerial photography and video. There is aerial monitoring, there is aerial mapping, there is aerial inspection. Something like an aerial mapping is, for example, is if your site has a contour, all you have to do is just send the drone up in the air and it calculates everything and the contour of the land, and this particular file can be directly plugged into your CAD design, and then you just start designing right from there. You don't even have to visit the site. So when I found out about all this, I got really very interested. I said, this is something, and the future is heading towards there. So why not? We should start, doing this. And finally, what we also do is we do videography. We capture spaces in motion. Actually, we believe that in the next 5 years, videos are going to be as integral part of documentation as photographs have been in the last couple of years. So these are what our services. These are some of the photographs from all the services what we've done. This is a residential documentation that we've done. Here's a commercial space. Mind you, this was the scene at the space. The sky was pink. We don't Photoshop any of our images. We don't do any digital manipulation because that's not the right way to go. Everything that you see in this photographs is as it was. It's just the control of light and obviously the composition and other factors. Here's another commercial space in Bangalore with the natural morning light is what we've captured. We've also captured hospitality. So hospitality restaurants. This is one of the restaurants in Calcutta. Here's a very nice restaurant in Hyderabad itself. Again, play of light, geometry, lines, the space as intended and designed by the architect is our primary purpose always. We've also done a lot of landscape shoots in the last 1.5 years, again, pre-COVID. And we found it really very interesting because landscape, the game in landscape has upped so much. So we've really enjoyed capturing a lot of landscape spaces off lately. I'm just going to play you a video. There are two videos that I'm going to play you. The first one is purely a drone video that we shot recently. And so that's one video. The lag is because it's in a PowerPoint. I apologize for that. And this is a video which has both a drone, the use of drone, as well as a handheld camera that we take into the space and capture. So this is a slightly longer video. So thank you. So that's a video that involves a lot of drone shots, a lot of handheld movements. It was a very planned sort of a video because there's no artificial lights. The space that you've seen is in its natural self. The people who are there are in the natural elements. So that is the purpose of our work, is to bring out what you see is what you get, kind of this thing. And going forward, so I was told that if nobody talks about you, you need to talk about yourself. So a couple of slides, I'm going to brag about what we have achieved in the last couple of years, and we are forever grateful for everyone who's given us a chance and actually believed in the kind of work that we do. My theory is that if you believe you can, and you're nearly halfway there. The year 2020 ended on a high for us because Nat Geo and Talent Town released their list for the most outstanding photographers of 2020, and we were the only ones selected in the architecture and interior genre as the most outstanding photographers of 2020. We are definitely proud, over the moon, but I think we are more humbled and forever grateful to all those who supported and believed in our work. Apart from that, like I said, we always believe stay humble and try to be the hardest worker in the room. The 2020 also put us on the list of top 10 architecture and interior photographers India, which was done by the Architect's Diary, a list that was a big honor. And after all, we are still a very young firm. And when Better Interiors released their 15th year anniversary special, it was special for us because it was an honor to be mentioned in the 25 photographers who turned capturing architecture and interior India into an art form. And this one was special because we definitely try our best to actually make our work very different from what you keep seeing out there. And to be present on that was actually quite an honor for us. So thank you everyone. Thank you IIID Hyderabad chapter for giving us this opportunity. Our doors are always open, whether it's coffee you enjoy or a glass of beer. The doors to our studio are always open. Do drop in and say hi, and That's our website. Please do go through our work. It's great to go through our work on that. You can also follow us on Insta and Facebook for that. Thank you very much. Have a great year. Happy New Year, everybody. And Nandu sir, thank you so much for actually giving me this platform to showcase my work. This is my first time ever. So thank you very much, everybody.
So all our I5s are first timers, okay? So great stuff. And thank you for sharing your work. So I can't emphasize the importance of documentation of work. Something most of our design fraternity, we don't do it. I'm also a culprit at that. But documentation should become like an extension of the completion of work. And for the longest time, we had to rely on people coming in from Bombay or some other place to shoot. Now we've got Ricken leading a bunch of photographers here in Hyderabad that makes it easier and thing. So if you don't follow him on Instagram, do it right now, because that's the way I catch up on the latest work going on out there, and also some of the fabulous work that's coming out of the Hyderabad studios, design studios. So do follow his work, and thanks Ricken and Sonal.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, now we go to the third speaker. It's my privilege to introduce Ratna Kalluri to you. And Ratna is the founder and creative director of RAD Studio, RAD Studio, which she founded in the year 2010. Her forte lies in putting together the contrasting elements of design: line, shape, space, value, color, and texture, and balancing them beautifully in making them speak for themselves. She has worked on a variety of projects across residential, commercial, and retail spaces over the years. Born and bred in Hyderabad and studied in Hyderabad, she loves to be called a Hyderabadi. A gold medalist in literature, she started her career in her 30s and got trained with some of the design experts in this industry here in Hyderabad. She is a strong believer of attitude of gratitude, which kept her grounded and also made her a better human being. She is all grateful to the design fraternity, the gurus of this industry, from whom she learned the ropes of the trade. Ratna strives to develop interior spaces with an underlying principle of sustainable living that survives the passage of design trends in today's world. She says successful design is a blend of interior elements and architectural detail that reflect your personality and enhance your lifestyle. She is committed to coordinating the design efforts with an organized and well-managed project that consistently exceed clients' expectations and come in on budget. So here for you is Ratna Kalluri and the work of RAD Studio. Ratna, please.
Thank you so much, Architect Nandakumar, for the lovely introduction. Very nice presentation, Sona and Ricken. Very nice to see such lovely works that you did. I need to share my presentation here. I'll just share it. Just let me know if you can see my screen now. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Thank you, IIID, for having me here amidst all the elite members of the design fraternity. I'm so glad to share my journey with you all today. Born to wonderful parents, my dad served in the Administrative Services of India. He is very creative and loves traveling. My Amma is full of energy, an outgoing person who is now the Vice President of the Ladies Club of Jubilee Hills. I am grateful that I got the right combination of genes from them and continue to believe so. That's my sister and me. She will kill me if I'm showing this black and white picture of hers here. They are the support system in my life all through my journey. Can't thank God enough for giving me such wonderful people in my life. My childhood was filled with lovely memories of visiting our village in East Godavari district, and also a lot of travel, road trips and international travel. My kids now call me a globetrotter. I used to wear these thick glasses, as you can see over there. This picture was taken in Nepal. And I was always amused and passionate about the design, whether in an art on the wall or an architecture of a building or a sculpture. I had the safe zone at home to experiment, and I was creative all through. In my early childhood, I always loved to draw, paint, create something, and was engrossed in such things. And eventually my parents lost hope that I would be doing any good in academics. And yes, to their surprise, I stood 5th in my school in the 10th grade, and Amma decided that I should become a doctor. Dear Lord, I survived through the grind for a month, just for a month in the +2, then shifted to English literature. Later had huge plans of joining Bachelor of Fine Arts, but I was convinced to join BA at St. Francis at Begumpet. As all of my family is from services background, they never had a clue how design can be made as a profession. I hope everybody can relate to this, right? Most of the people can relate to this. Got married at 20, had my daughter at 21. My daughter is now 23, completed her MBBS, and now is a doctor. Son is 20, doing his BBA. That was a long journey of parenting, and now they are adults, thank God. Did my master's after 10 years of completing my bachelor's. I can proudly say that I bagged the gold medal in English literature. If I had not made a choice of becoming an interior designer, I would have done my PhD, would have been a professor somewhere in some university by now. Yes, chose to be in this industry, in this profession, and took up a short course at Hampstead in 2008. Worked with Mr. Vinod Bachela, got a lot of guidance from there. Thanks a ton, Mr. Vinod and Shalini for that. And after which I started on my own in 2010. What kept me going all these years is the guidance from the gurus of this industry, as I never had anyone from my own family in the design industry. Gururaj sir, my mentor, Shantanu sir, Ravi and Pallavi Garu, thank you so much. I kept bothering you all. Thank you for all your guidance. We did a lot of small projects. This is a music room of 350 square feet. We did a lot of renovation works. This is a school that we did. And later on, we did a dental clinic for a young and dynamic couple dentists at Amirpet, which is 900 square feet. This is a villa project wherein he's a businessman, the client is a businessman, and he wanted a shabby chic style. And we followed our design combination with the client, combined with the client's requirements all through. And at that point of time, I never knew how to say no or whatever. Then I was like, putting my designs across, and then the client would say no, and then yes. There were so many things that I learned in the in the journey. And here is the first floor of the villa, and this is the drawing room. As you can see, all the furniture is made here, custom made over here. That's the home theater, wherein we made an A, which represents his surname. This is the puja, and this is the kitchen. Kitchen is all cladded with granite. There's a granite cladding, and also we use the same granite everywhere in the kitchen. And yeah, this project, which is a residence that we did at Jubilee Hills, was built on the concept of childhood memories that I had at my village when I was a child. And this project is very close to my heart. This is on a 3rd floor. This is the lower duplex floor plan. And yeah, this is the upper duplex floor plan. This is an elevation of the puja and the dry kitchen over there. I am a firm believer in giving back to environment. The earth is what we all have in common, and it is our duty to take care of its natural resources. Keeping this in view, the materials used were all locally procured, Indian ones. There is no better floor than natural stone, such as locally procured kadapa stone, or whether it can be a tandoor or marble handmade tiles from Tamil Nadu, or you can say the Bharat tiles that you can see over there. Everything that we did in this villa is all Indian material. The furniture with its austere geometric forms is a reflection of the combination of both form and functionality. Distressed pieces of furniture were procured from the dump yards in Rajasthan at a throwaway price. Then the restoration was done at the site. There is a sense of continuity from one room to another, as the tropical elements in each room along with straight lines gives it the contemporary look. As one can say, it's the rhythm between the space and climate is what evokes the tradition, as is in this villa. One can hear the chirping of the birds or the drumming of monsoon rains on the wide overhangs of the courtyard, which is also a puja with a water body over there. In the limited space that is available in the heart of the city and on the third floor of a building, creating a courtyard, which also extends as the perfect space for puja, was challenging indeed. Inspired by the design concept of tropical modernism by Geoffrey Bawa, this villa blends white walls with the carefully crafted wooden furniture. It is intimate and beautifully decorated with restored pieces of wooden furniture from various parts of India. You can see that this is the drawing room, and this is another view of the drawing room. This is the home theater, and this is the master bedroom. We made all the furniture, brought all the pieces from Rajasthan, and then made whatever has to be done at the site itself. The space on the upper duplex is planned in such a way that the serene, refreshing and beautiful view of the city lights and its historic beauty are captured from all the rooms on the upper duplex as well as from the lower duplex floors. This 5,000 square feet villa, which was designed to have a great view when the structure was being planned. So the client, who is passionate about Hyderabad, its culture and its grandeur, had to raise the height of the building just to get this incredible view of Golconda, the early capital city of Qutub Shahi dynasty for decades. You can see that Golconda from both the floors over here. Believing in giving back to nature, the villa has rainwater harvesting pits and rainwater harvesting collection from rooftop. This villa also uses solar energy, and to reduce load on electricity, we have used cooler ventilation system throughout both the floors instead of air conditioners, which would be perfect for the open courtyards. When I started my business, yes, so this is the bedroom of a teenage boy over here. Yes, challenges in life are always there. You know, when I started my business, it definitely was challenging. Like, I really struggled getting it off the ground. It was so much of work and figuring out things. It was so daunting. Like, you know, I sometimes used to wonder if I'm doing the right thing or not. And when you are an entrepreneur and you're pursuing this journey, there is always something to work through, because you are always required to level up if you want to actually grow a business. And I think every time you sort of master one phase in your business, if you want to keep going and keep growing, another chapter opens up for you. And you yourself have to evolve first in order to evolve your business. So that is all what, you know, was happening all through. And when I was doing all my drawings and doing most of the work on my laptop, I had an injury on my C5, C6 of my cervical. I was on complete bed rest for a month, after which I got back with slow walking, then running. thanks to my friends at KBR Runners and Hyderabad Runners, I got back and did the 100 kilometers cycling and also 21 kilometers of running a half marathon. That is, that is my nephew there who is passionate about running with me. So it's not all about work for me. It was all about balancing my life as well throughout. Yes, contribution is something that I always am inclined to. There might be various ways one would like to contribute to the society. And for me, it is in this form of helping the voiceless. So we do stray animals, we do stray animal rescues and adoptions of Indian dogs and animals. We call ourselves Animal Society of Hyderabad. I do not get so much of time to do what is meant to be done. And yes, my friend Sangeeta is very active in this work now. I hope to be with her and spend more time doing this in this year. So that's so this is Sanjana Shah. She's the executive director of BNI of Hyderabad. I'm a member of BNI, and Sanjana had the faith in me and gave me the responsibility of taking care of one of the biggest chapters in BNI in Hyderabad. I'm right now the support ambassador. I'm in the regional team of BNI Hyderabad. Yes, this is somewhat like our design philosophy, and this is what my philosophy is in life. We believe in creating our own lives or our own future. I'm the prana, the energy, and the power. Anything and everything will start from within. The first step is always inward. Our designs reflect the same and focus on forward thinking for all our future projects. Every time you reach a new level, the new level demands a different you. This is my life philosophy as well. So I've been practicing yoga, that is asana, pranayama, and meditation for over 20 years now. And I always believe in balancing the physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines of self. So one of the best ways that I follow for soul therapies is music. I have learned it from my father, my sister, and my daughter. I have different genres of music playing all the time at different times and for different moods. That is how I relax. And this is my team. We are a small team, and yes, these are our future projects, a few coming up. I hope this client is seeing this because she's been postponing. I want to do her study come her this thing, what do you call, she takes a lot of online video sessions. So this room is will be made for her all here in this single room. It's a double height and a kitchen. You can see a master bedroom over here. And this is the study. This is the puja. And yes, wish us all luck because we are starting off with architectural work now. This will be our architectural project, first architectural project of 65 apartments. So this is coming up in Pocharam. This is what is the night view of that. So yes, and thank you once again, IIID, for having me here today. It's been lovely being with you all, and see you all soon in person in the new year. Thank you so much, Nanda Kumar Garu. And yeah, okay.
So thank you, Ratna, for sharing your journey of 10 years. And congratulations to you guys on 10 years of practice, and wishing you many more of successful years in practice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So guys, thanks Ratna for sharing the journey and the work. And I'd like you to be around for the questions, because I have some questions about practices and some of those related questions. So thank you, Ratna. We're going into a small break, but it's not really a break. We're having our partners show their our partners that make I5, that enable I5, Darpan Furnishings and Malpani Veneers and can I request Piyush to play the video starting with Darpan?
Excellence is the unlimited ability to improve the quality of what you have to offer. And we at Malpani Ply believe that kind of ever-growing excellence in every product we offer to our customers. Over decades of experience and expertise in plywood industry, we were able to serve more than 10,000 satisfied customers nationwide. Starting in 1983, we have now become one of the most leading distributors and wholesalers of veneers, plywood and laminate in all the ranges that would be required for any kind of material needs.
Our range of products will be chosen specifically right from the conceptual level that might fit to an architect's imagination and meeting up to the client's budget at the same time. Most of the time, we handpick the material and test the durability in the factory itself and then make them reach to our customers whom either might be an individual or a turnkey project builders.
Malpani Ply is always inspired by never-ending artistic aesthetics, which is our nature, and from it, all our patterns, textures, designs, color combinations make our products to have unique and versatile look, and in turn, making our user decorate their dream houses through it, by which we are very proud of.
When it comes to our users, they typically find us giving the quality product even if it might be beyond their budget. but eventually they understand the core concept of how the material we select for them. With security and standard regulations such as the CARB2 compliant products, which ensures that the air we breathe is healthy and free from carcinogens that will harm us.
Most of the time, our clients looks for two things. One is quality and second is continuous supply according to their needs, delivered to their location quickly and easily. Based out of this, we have come up with our own studio here in Gachibowli, which acts as an application center, making the user choose variety of products and order them right away conveniently. This makes us establish a strong connection to our clients for continuous feedbacks and to learn their requirements, and that is how we are coming up with new products as Mata Ploud and exterior products driven by futuristic approach and innovative designs. Malpani Ply and Veneers proves to be leading in furniture industries.
So thank you to, just let me introduce. Thank you to both the teams at Darpam Furnishings and Malpani Ply and Veneers to being part of this continuing journey. Our next speaker, the fourth in today's series, Vinod Shah. We're going to hear about a different kind of journey. And to introduce Vinod, I'd like to request his classmate Pallavi and Churi to do the introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Nandu. Let me introduce architect Vinod Shah. Vinod Shah is a founder and partner of the firm Design Solution, a well-known architectural firm situated in East Maradpalli. Vinod, along with his wife, IID Pratiksha, established his firm in year 2000. Vinod has done his bachelor's in architecture from College of Engineering and Technology, Akola in 1996. He also worked with renowned architect Ravish Mehra and Deepak Karla in New Delhi. The firm Design Solution started with just 1,500 rupees and now has a turnover over 14 crores today. Mr. Architect Shah married to IID Pratiksha Shah, who is also from a designer from Nagpur University and also the partner and co-founder of the firm Design Solution and the driving force behind Vinod's success. The company has grown from modest 2-person firm in 2000 and now having a team strength over 25 plus. The firm prides itself on the unique design concepts and bold execution, while remaining responsive to the client's diverse requirement. Solutions are crafted appropriately to the needs of each client. The firm is known to create transformative culture, corporates, residential, and other workplaces with the surrounding. The firm, every project starts with the fresh thinking, leading to the solution that is tailor-made to the both site and user. So it gives me a pleasure to invite my batchmate, BR batchmate Vinod Shah. Over to you, Vinod.
Yeah, I will just share my PPT and I will start. Thanks, IIID, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself and showcase my works on this platform. A special thanks to Pallavi for following up. I will just begin and brief up my works. Before I start, I will just let you know who am I and what have I done till today. And little bit, I will brief you about my clients and my career before I take you to my PPT and showcase my works. I still remember when I was a young boy and you used to play with building blocks, often for building structures, then dismantle them and then to rebuild them. That activity never lost its zest, and I grew up. I knew that I wished to become an architect and work towards my dream of designing buildings, offices, and several architectural work marvels. I was confident about my choice, and I knew that it was the best way forward. After completing my bachelor's in 1996, I got the opportunity to join well-known architects of company Ravish Mehra Deepak Kalra. At that time, I got the opportunity to work on projects like LML, Titan, Raymond's. We used to work on these projects in entire northern India. From there, my journey started, and till today, I see them working for the brands like Almond House, Dadu's, and Bikaner Wala in Hyderabad also. And one thing I learned from them, that a customer satisfied client is always a satisfied client, and this policy I keep in mind while doing my projects. This was the phase. Just a minute. And this was the phase where I gained a lot of experience in retail sector. Before I now wanted to start something of my own. Different goals require different paths, so I decided to shift to Hyderabad and start my journey. And from here, my journey began in Hyderabad. After coming to Hyderabad in 1999, I just had rupees 1,500 in my pocket and a lot of responsibilities to fulfill. So I got initial breakthrough in 2002 when I started working for ICICI Bank. They approached me. A few of the officials were in Hyderabad. I met them and we got empaneled with them. That was the era of the ATMs. That time, a lot of ATMs were coming for all the banks, and we got the opportunity to work with them from small projects. After that, it was a breakthrough. I got empaneled with ICICI Direct, ICICI Lombard. Then Global Trust Bank called us for their first ATMs to be constructed in all the railway stations in Hyderabad, Sikandrabad, Nampalli. So we did that project for them. But always when I was doing the work, I realized that it was more difficult to find the right people to execute those designs. So I decided that we will execute our own projects. And from there, till now, we must have executed more than 1,000 ATMs and 400 plus branches for all the private sector banks. We are empaneled with all the private sector banks, ICICI, ICICI Securities, Yes Bank. Recently, we furnished 8,000 SFT office for them in Begumpet. We have also the privilege of designing currency chest for Kotak Bank and IDBI Bank. Then we have done projects for Dhanlakshmi Bank. And one thing I will tell you, we have also done the renovation projects. Renovation projects for the banks is really a tough job because cash counters are always open. Vault is there. We have to work day and night, keeping in mind. And there we do in a different way. We divide the bank into 3 parts in small partitions and we carry out our work. Then when we got the opportunity to work for Kotak Mahindra Bank currency chest, we got the opportunity to work with architect Sudhir Gandhi from Delhi. He used to come here, and it was again a privilege to work with him on the RBI guidelines. I will show you a few images in my PPT for that project. We also got opportunity to work on various showrooms. Then we entered into the retail sector. The brands which were coming to Hyderabad, new brands like 3M Car Care, Old Madras Baking Company, then Global Trust Bank also showed their interest in us. And we have worked for their presence in the city with great responsibility. The firm started soon expanding, and we got registered in all 8 states in India like Karnataka, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Kerala, Andhra, and Odisha. We also have the privilege to do first e-bank, digital bank for Kotak Mahindra Bank in Rajasthan. Jaipur, we have done this project. We are also associated with franchisee owners of United Colors of Benetton. We have done showrooms for them in Forum and Innobit, Jubilee Hills, and Global Desi, Irwin Stores, and they all became our clientele pride. We also have one more feather in our hat, Crompton Greaves. We have done the offices and showrooms for them. We also have the privilege of being selected from few architects for Kotak Mahindra Bank to do their top 20 branches, which had the totally different specifications of toughened glass counters and Korean counters and many more things. We got the privilege and we did 2 branches for them at MG Road and Level Road in Bangalore. After 20 years, we have a turnover of around 14 crores, and in 20 years we have seen many ups and downs, but the progress graph continues to proudly stay up and bold. I will also like to thank architect Amit Shah in this platform, who has given me opportunity to work for his few projects. We have executed Vajra Electricals. It was designed by him. Then knobs and handles. And recently we have done one more project in Maratpalli. I will that also discuss in my PPT. We have also executed model flats in residential sector for Arvindo Realty in Kohinoor. And we are also furnishing common spaces for Arvindo in Galaxy. Duke's Biscuit Company is also our client, and in residential sector we have completed few villas and flats. As on the list you can see our clients, and I will just talk about only 2 or 3 projects in brief. This is the one cafe we did, a desert cafe in Alcazar Mall in Jubilee Hills. When client approached me, he said that he just wants something concept of European street cafes. So I showed him this first picture, and then from there we developed this design. As we enter, we use pavers to show the street. Then we raise the level of the side, and we designed it in such a way that it looks like a footpath. The flooring is different on both the levels. And this area, there were a lot of wires and cables going on, so we have to hide it. And we designed in such a way that the passage come exactly below this, and we have used the rafters to do the lighting on the passage. And we have to show some open spaces over there on the street, so we designed some fencing over there in rubber wood and put the natural grass on the flooring. And we have used only the simple lighting with 0-watt bulbs like we have on the streets. This was the feel that we wanted to give, like the street house, where we have in Europe we have the windows and the cafes on the footpath. So I created this space. And this was again a shop in shop, like on the street you have a shop. So we created an enclosed structure in this restaurant itself, a pastry shop over there, and to show a shop in shop concept over there. Now, next project, I will just let you know about the recently done a clinic for a doctor in Jubilee Hills, Manya Aesthetic Clinic. She was shifting the clinic to the adjacent building. She wanted it means there is one more beauty in this project, that we have used maximum of our old material from there without making people know that it is done in such a way. This is the logo wall over there, and this is the display which she wanted to keep her cosmetics for the sale. And here we have used aluminum sections for the partitions, and this is the area which enters into the treatment rooms and service areas. So we have bifurcated this area with the use of these mirrors, and this wall was open, so we have used the treatment frames over there so that the reflection falls exactly in the mirrors over there. As the walls are all neutral colors, so to give the color feel, we have used the wallpapers at some spaces. These doors, all we have taken out from the old clinic, and we have used the colors in such that they gel well with the design we have taken over here in this clinic. Even we helped her with using the many things over there, like lights, as the lights were there in the ceiling, and we have not used the ceiling over here. Though we have done the provision that we can use the same lights, and the AC piping, everything we tried to use maximum from there and reduce the cost over here. This is the third project which I have already showcased in IIID, as it was nominated for the awards. This is the plant shala that I did one of my clients. It's a nursery shop, which he used to sell these planters and plants over there. This was a very small area of 700 to 800 SFT. And it was an old structure. He was not interested to spend much. So these were the columns that we treated with the rubber beadings. And this was there is an old mango tree in the house, in between the house. Earlier it used to be the courtyard, then they covered it. And they never wanted to remove the tree. So we covered it in such a way that when the rain falls, nothing will be hampered over there, and we just kept it slightly open, and in the bottom we have a tap also over there to water that plant, and that is the beauty of this project. It is retaining over there. He wanted a bookshelf. It was constructed in such a way, you can see that loads of books are there, but still it is in a proper shape. And these are the rubber wood frames, and with glass we have used for the display. This area and this area we have to bifurcate it. So we have bifurcated with the ropes, and we have bolted them with the fasteners on the slab and in the flooring. And this is a vertical display that we gave them on the column with the green grass and the hanging planters. We have done few more projects in the city, like restaurants, like cafes, Woke Republic, Old Madras Baking Company. These we have done on the industrial and rustic guidelines. So we have never used ceiling over there. The height is more, and we have used the touch of timber in these projects to keep it an industrial look. This is the Old Madras Baking Company at Meenakshi Bamboos in Gachibowli. It was done by us. Then we have done few more outlets for them. And this is a very simple office for ICICI Direct. We did it in Banjara Hills. And this is the digital branch, which was done in Jaipur. The beauty was that the counters were in the Korean, and the branding was also supposed to be done. A lot of vendors were involved in this. We have to create the templates for everyone so that the finishing comes out to be really perfect. This is the wooden box we have put in the ceiling, and again the lighting and branding was supposed to be done in this. This is the table where the tabs are going to be kept over there so that the customer can come and do the transactions. These tabletops are toughened tabletops. They are done along with the steel. So we have the base of the pipe and the frame in the steel, but toughened glass has to be fixed on that. Again, the execution was a difficult task over here. This was the thing I was talking about in the currency chest in Kotak. As per RBI guidelines, we were supposed to use twisted steel, which we have to procure from Ahmedabad, as it was not available over here. And it was to be used along in such a way for the vault that we have constructed over there. All around the currency chest, we have done the paneling in the checker plates, because they have huge trolleys which run over there to prevent the damage. Flooring and the paneling has been done in the checker plates. We have also done retail sectors like Global Desi, Banneton. This is the In-Orbit. And this is the project which I was saying I've done with Amit Shah. It was only a structure brick wall. Then it was furnished, design was his, and we executed it. And the elevation was by Miraki, Praveen. And we have done everything in this building for 3 floors. We have done, say, flooring, parking, ceilings, waterproofings, plumbings, everything, landscaping, everything has been done by us in this project. That's all. I just wanted to showcase only these projects, and thanks a lot, Nand Kumarji, for giving us the opportunity. I will just
Thank you, Vinodji.
Yes, sir. I will just say, do until done is our ethic, and at every step of life. Thanks a lot, sir.
So Vinod, I wanted to congratulate on the success of your team and all that. So you bring a very different perspective to the designer also as a entrepreneur. So I'll have a lot of questions for you. So stick with us through till the question answer session. And thank you for taking your time out and presenting your work.
Thank you a lot, sir. Thank you.
So now we come to the last speaker, the last but not the least. But this is the baby of the practices today. So I'm going to introduce Rohit Associates. It's a young progressive design firm exclusively in the field of landscape architecture. They're working on various projects: urban landscape, residential, hospitality, recreational, industrial, and institutional. So Rohit Associates is headed by Mirdoddi Rohit, who's an artist as well as an architect and designer. So Rohit,
Good evening, sir.
Hey.
Hey.
So Rohit started with an internship with JSM in 2013. He's was a junior architect at Form and Space in Hyderabad, then architect at Design Milieu, landscape design-based firm in Bangalore. Then he also did teaching as an assistant professor at JNA FAU, School of Planning and Architecture. And he started this firm, Rohit Associates, in 2017. So Rohit, introduce the fishes to us, I guess. Okay.
Yes. One second, let me share the slide. Okay. So my journey started with painting. Through early childhood, I started painting, and then I picked up various mediums as well. So I've been observing nature, traveling, and documenting landscapes and people and different mediums actually. And then this was during internship in Bangalore when I went to the Pottery Street, and then I picked up a lot of clay, and then I got back to the studio at home, and then I started exploring in different forms. I was looking at animals and figures, and I was apart from painting, I was trying to move to a new medium. And then I was apart from architecture, I was trying to understand materials and forms, and then so these were early explorations in my studio. And then I had done an artist residency in Bombay where I started collecting material from surroundings, and then I had given it a shape. And then this is with one of the collectors in Bombay. And I'd done an artist residency in Bombay, and then these were a couple of other works which I called The Resonance of Tropical Love Life, where I started documenting my own story. And I had two muses here in this paintings. One was a fish and other is a bird, and how my journey was. And these were like the connection and intimacy between two characters. So I had done 7 paintings, and these were the works. And then I also got into printmaking, and then also started exploring different materials as well. This one is a wood stain work on the left side, and then on the right hand side where I'm letting go of the fish is a woodcut work. So apart from starting my journey at JSM Fountainhead with the architecture work, I started exploring different fields. I was trying photography, I was trying printmaking, I was trying to find a ground for myself, and then I ended up with practicing landscape and teaching at the university and studying masters as well as in the evening college. So this was one of the progressive works which I've worked for almost 4 years. It has been taking shape. And this this work had started at JNFU's staff room, where I started getting material from the stationery and started giving a form. And then today it's taken shape this way, and probably it's still progressive work. So this is made in resin and then spray. And these are the couple of works which I had during the lockdown. I could get free from work, and I was totally painting at full patience. So this is called Across the Bridge. Love Across the Bridge. And so apart from these, you can see small tiny details in documentation in terms of landscapes as well. You see the trees and details we are studying. So the jackfruit trees and adeniums, and so I had this connection between the plants and as well these temple trees and cannonball trees. And so landscape was incorporated in my art as well, along with drawing and painting and showing my emotions as well. Caligia pinnata, and then these are the illustrations which were recently done during the lockdown. So this is one of my first early projects, like which I had done a residence here in Hyderabad. And after like teaching and studying and practicing, and this was a project which was done on the meanwhile. And this was my first experience where the client wanted a very tropical feel to the space. So I had to play with colors and textures and a lot of these leaves dropping, and then I had to play with the earthy material as well. So this is one of my first residence projects here in Hyderabad. And so this was the indoor landscaping. So this is another interesting project where I had to work on in the hills, where from the Anantagiri hills to the downstream, there was this farmhouse where there was a natural stream which was flowing through the farm. And we had an 800 feet stretch of natural stream. And to restore the natural stream, we had to study the we had this natural stream which was flowing from the uphill to the downstream. There was a lake, and we were trying to restore the ecosystem and the nature, how the entire stream was taking place. So there was a lot of surface runoff and a lot of soil depletion in the area. So we had done the layering of rocks where we could prevent the surface runoff. And these sketches were more of the working sketches during the work. During the lockdown, it was very difficult to communicate. So I had done a lot of these sketches on the photographs and had to share it to the people at the site, to the contractor at the site, and instructions were given over phone. And then we had finally had completed the execution, and this is how it looks right now. So initially the land was something like this. We had a lot of weed and other things and more of surface depletion. And this was the layering which was done last year. And I had sketched out on each zone, like kind of plantation would sustain and stay along with the edges of the stream. And this is how it has turned right now. And the water is filled, and they use this water for irrigation and organic farm. These all wild grasses and vetiver and all these were planted along with the water stream. And there are a lot of other activities which also started taking place along with the stream. So during the rains, the children started getting these kayak and they started fishing as well in the stream. And the total length of this stream, which was restored, was almost like 800 feet. And more than 2 lakhs of liters of water, which was restored and used for cultivation. So here is another project. We call it Fonse, and this was in collaboration with 4Wall Design Studio. And we had the landscape and art consultancy for this project. And this was a conceptualized about the Mayan art for how the chocolate was found and discovered. These were the preliminary sketches. Like my ideas are like drawn in form of sketches, and then list of plants. And this project was recently photographed by Ricken. Thanks, Ricken. So we had tried to bring the natural green foliage, lusty greens and open vibes in this place. It's a chocolate store. It's in row number 58. It's middle of the city. Yeah, I'm done. So yeah,
Rohit,
yes.
Rohit, it's so nice to see evocative drawings and watercolors. It's so refreshing after all these computer stuff that we see. And I need to compliment you on those hand-drawn sketches and all that. And
Yes, sir.
and thank you for the short and sweet presentation. And wishing you the best, since you're the youngest practice. Wishing you a long career ahead, and hope to see
Yes.
a lot more beautiful work.
Yes.
And so we'll thank you to each one of you for sharing your journey so far with us. And we'll open it for some question and answer sessions. Let's see if we have any question. I've asked for questions, but look. Okay, so let me start with the question, and any one of you can take it up. Each of you is in a different, what do you call, a different part of your journey in practice and all that. How important is mentorship when you're starting, or wherever you are at in your practice? Just talk about how important, what is the importance of mentorship to you guys. Let's start with Rohit, since you just finished and you're at that
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
What's mentorship to you? What do you like to see? What do you seek from a mentor? Right? Go ahead.
So learning from one's experience and not repeating the same mistakes again would be the first thing where like I would learn from experimentation also. Sometimes experimentation is interesting, and sometimes like one's experience. Not repeating the same mistakes again would be the first thing where like I would learn from experimentation.
Pallavi, can you request to make him?
Yeah, Pranay. Pranay.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So learning from one's experience, like when you get a chance, when you have a mentor, that you learn from the experiences of how a material, or like in terms of design, in terms of understanding the entire journey of a project. Like for me, it was like exploring in terms of like exploring. It's like still learning. Like when I was working at an office, I would understand like how exactly a landscape is to be designed. And first 3 months, it was quite difficult to understand what exactly landscape was. And once I got into the journey where I had started learning at Design Milo itself, Mr. Kannan Somasundaram was my boss, like who has taught me like each detail. Like first 3 months, literally, it was like landscape was so easy. I thought it would be only sketching and drawing trees, and then later I had seen working drawings were like so difficult. And once I got into the details and learning these and practicing landscape, starting to practice on landscape on my own would be surely difficult without an experience. So I think it's always needed. We all need a mentor, and then we have to go through a process to pace up in the journey.
See, so mentorship is not generally about just taking somebody's design philosophy and moving forward. Each one of us needs to find our own design process and philosophy. But as Rohit said, it's about not repeating mistakes, not trying to reinvent the wheel every time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to, but not reinventing it every time. Somebody, can I request Ratna to take the same question?
Pranay, can you unmute Ratna?
Yeah. So I feel mentorship, like, having a mentor is so important in life, especially when you're starting something new.
Ratna, you'll have to unmute.
Yeah, I did unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, as Rohit rightly said, like when we are starting our whatever the work that we want to do in some field, there is always a need for you to have somebody who can handhold you and then take you through the initial steps. That is very much needed, I feel, and thanks to so many, as I always look up to my gurus. I call them not mentors, but gurus, you can say, right? So, whether it is Guru Raj sir for me, he's guided me a lot in doing what I was doing initially. And somewhere, I had my, I built my confidence that, that I can do this. Then I slowly, started my own philosophy in life. And yes, still, if I have any confusion regarding anything, I just, drop a text and then call my mentor, that is Guraj sir, and, and a lot of people, Guraj sir, and I can say Shantanu sir had actually joined me in IIID. So Shantanu sir also was, guided me a lot in this. So yes, it is very important to have a mentor.
Mentors to a whole bunch of people, and they are necessary. And Ricken, can I come to you? So Ricken's also part of this new society that they've formed as a architectural photographer. I'm not getting the name Ricken. You can introduce it. But how are you guys trying to mentor the younger bunch, the newer photographers? Are you mentoring your competition yet?
Well, I'll begin by answering. To be very honest, this field has been so closed in the last decade that you don't actually find people to help you in the right direction. There hardly, you can count the number of photographers across the country on, I think, both your hands. That's the number of people who are there. But what we have realized is that over the last couple of years, probably 2-3 years, I think, there has been a tremendous increase in this field. There have been a lot of interest. There have been a lot of people who want to photograph architecture and interior, and a lot of architects who have shifted into photographing architecture and interior, leaving their practices. So architects is a different discussion, but the younger students, like for example, I had to learn everything from scratch. I used to shoot events, and I used to shoot food, I used to shoot children, just any kind of photography. But when it came to architecture and interior, I had to unlearn a lot of things and then start learning a lot of things. I had to get into the mind of an architect or interior designer, try to understand what that design means. And I've taken a lot of courses online. I really wish I had a mentor who could actually guide me and tell me. I still remember when we were shooting for you. I still remember one of the Instagram accounts that your friend has.
Mintran.
Yes. I have followed him. Through him, I've followed a lot of people. I have shared a lot of discussions with them. In the pandemic, actually, all the architecture India photographers, a couple of us, 10 of us got together and decided that, we've kind of been privileged, or I don't know, we've been lucky to get into this field and find success or get work. But there are so many people who actually are lost. They don't know what to do, in the sense that they assume that if I just buy an expensive camera, I can probably shoot. But there is a lot to that. So we found something called as a SAIP, which is Society for Architecture and Interior Photographers, a society that would help students, professionals. Of course, the society is to be registered, probably will happen in a month's time. But the aim is to actually guide the younger, not generation, but the younger talent, I would say, to actually guide them in a direction where they can actually learn meaningful photography is what we have started. So there is a board. I'm the secretary right now for the first term, but we really hope that through seminars and of course when we start to interact on a personal level with a lot of people, apart from Zoom calls and all, we are able to actually pull off good events. And I would love to mentor somebody. I would love to help because I've spent countless hours on the internet paying dollars to learn the craft because there was nobody in India to teach. You had to take classes from America or Europe, pay heavy money to learn, just to learn. Probably in a 3-hour course, it's that 15 minutes that changes your life.
The relevant 15 minutes.
The relevant 15 minutes that changes your life. And we really hope, that we can actually pass that on because I think I would have been much faster, quicker, much more grown if I had a mentor with me.
Okay.
That was my thought. Yeah.
So guys, anybody looking for mentorship in architectural photography, get hold of Ricken. Okay. Yeah. Is Vinod around?
Yes, sir.
Vinod, so I had this question. See, so you're in this thing as an entrepreneur, right? A designer and entrepreneur. Now, some of the things that architects lack, basic, the money matters, we are zilch, right? So, how did you learn the business of design and the business of running a multi-crore thing? And who was your mentor as such? Vinod bhai, go ahead.
Sir, the credit goes to my mentor. I already spoke about them, Ravish Mehra and Deepak Kalra, because they also used to design and execute the projects. But the thing you said that it's not like that we have to take their design.
Yeah.
We can take some other things like their discipline, their commitment. Those things I have taken from them. The way they used to do, and it was, in fact, at that time, it was a very big thing for me to work for them. As when we passed out in 96, 97, anybody hardly used to pay 3,000, 3,500 to architects. And the means breakdown came in 2001, 2002 when MNCs came to India. Before that, nobody used to, people were even afraid of doing civil engineering. Nobody wanted to go over there.
Now, I remember a generation of that time.
Yes, sir.
From 95 to 2001-3 are lost to computers and they just moved into other fields. Yeah, so go ahead.
So I followed them and I took these things from them that we need to, because interest was created when we used to visit sites for them and execute the projects as well. From there, the interest was in me to execute the projects also. And means now I can say that I am very much confident that we can execute anything. If anybody shows us a picture also, now we can execute it.
Okay. No, so then the idea of money management. Any lessons for all of us?
No, nothing, sir. It's by chance that I got the opportunity and I started working. But yes, the thing is that in turnkey, the money is there, but at the same time, sir, you lose also in the same proportion.
Yeah. So that's the fundamental issue of turnkey, right? So if you don't know the business end of things, you can clean up.
Yes, you can
everything. Okay.
The other thing is market value and the credit, sir.
Sure. How do you manage that is important, right?
Yes.
Credit kaise manage karte ho?
No, sir.
Or how you manage the rest of it?
When you are into this business now, the two things you can win only with the labors and your credit. So first thing is give your labor payments on time, whether you have got the payment from the client or not, because we don't know when we get the other project. And now I am working in Galaxy. Galaxy is very tough job to do on 11th floor, 12th floor, because we have to take the material from the ground bus. But when laborers have trust on you, they make you win over there. The second thing is credit in the market.
And that's a very good advice. Pay your labor even if you haven't gotten paid.
Yes.
Because they are the ones who prop you up in all times. Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Sona, I'll flip the question. You have talked about the mentors and all that. Now, how are you mentoring the next gen and the next? How do you mentor your team?
Thank you.
Now, Sona, I'll flip the question.
Tell me.
You have talked about the mentors model. Now, how are you mentoring the next gen? And how do you mentor your team?
My team, Nandu, I'm a old school thought, I really like detailing, and it's getting difficult by the day to get them working on this. It's very difficult to get them working on it. But yes, if somebody is coming for mentoring, some of them have come, students have come, basically my old students have come who've opened their own firms. I feel rather than imposing, I let them be what they, closer to their design sensibilities. And I ask them to follow whom they admire, the work wise. And even when most of the students come for internship, I advise them to go to the ones whom they really relate to with their sensibilities, rather than just joining any office, kisi ke paas bhi mil ja raha. This is how I look upon, when you're trying to mentor, really youngsters want mentorship, honestly. Nandu, I've answered your question.
Nandu, unmute yourself.
Nandu sir, you're muted.
Sorry, guys. So I'll repeat it. So this is a question for Rohit from Kalpana Ramesh. The question is, how do you draw parallels between your art and landscape design on ground? I'm sure you connect them in a certain way. What's your process for doing it?
Art and landscape, it's all about time management right now. It's like art is all about my romanticism with my own life, and I've been drawing and painting throughout my childhood, and apart from that I've been doing other activities as well. So art is never stopped since my childhood, and I was going college, I was studying, so art is always progressing along with me. Like how I wear clothes is like how I draw or paint every day. I don't have to think that art is another effort on it. And landscape is profession right now, full-time practice. So landscape is got probably timing. Probably I go to office in the morning, come back in the evening. I sit on a project and design it, and then discuss with the clients. Art can happen in the middle of the night. I can get up in the morning, early morning, 4 o'clock, and I can paint. Or art is full freedom for me.
So the question is, how do you take that freedom into your work?
Freedom into my work. It's like art. That's what I'm trying to say. Art is not considered as work for me. It's I live with what I'm as an art, and then work is like what I'm practicing. And art is always there. It's not. I don't consider art as work. And then it's like how I eat my daily meal, or I draw like that, or I paint, or I just. It's never stopped, basically.
Good. Okay.
There's a yeah.
Go ahead.
That's what. Yeah, I don't consider art as work for me, because art is breathing for me. I just it's just being continuing every day. It's practice.
See, so that ability to indulge in art and to be able to play an instrument, these are things that absolutely release you, and you have that and enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, there's a question for Sona from Pallavi and Churi. Okay, how was your experience working for IIID and the profession? Sona. How was your experience working for IIID and the profession? Sona.
Seriously, Pallavi, after all these years, you want to know this? It is challenging. It is tiring. It is never ending. It is a thankless job, but it's fun. And I found some lovely people here. and some great friends. There's a lot of learning here, and obviously that goes without saying. I enjoyed my stint, but I advise to my committee members at IID,
Sona?
compartmentalize or extend your time. You know, work on it. It's a daily routine to have a IID work schedule.
Sona,
So
by any
extend your
chance,
time.
do you have two devices logged into this seminar? Because we can hear an echo. एक बंद कर दो. Okay, go ahead.
And did I miss out a point here because there is some kind of a problem going on? I think I'm going a little slow here.
Yeah, you seem to have two devices.
What did you
You
say?
need to turn one of them off.
Okay, go ahead. Did you say something? Did I miss out a point here because there is some kind of a problem going on? I think I'm going a little slow here.
Okay, there's a lag. Okay, sort of. Stop.
Okay, did I answer your question, Pallavi? Should I? Did you say something?
Okay. Vinod, I had another question for you. Can we get Vinod on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vinod, the particular segment that you're in, right? From design to delivery, there's a very fixed and a short amount of time. Both chota hota hai, retail,
Yes, sir. Yes.
bank, and all these things. So, what kind of design management, time management, do you have any principles that you follow?
Yes, sir. Now, you have correctly said, sir, because when we come to the commercial sector, the thing is, they just want to open it because they are losing their rental free period, and they have that challenge that they don't want to pay in that period, and the shop has to open. Because when we work for corporates, we have n number of agreements with them and we have to deliver, and most of the time it happens that before the work order comes, we start the work on the trust mode, because if we don't do like that, we won't be able to deliver. And we means I have very skilled labor and a bunch of labors we maintain. Like I have a person for even punching a networking cable. I have a person who will go on my instructions, and we parallelly maintain 2 to 3 teams for each sector so that we can finish the project on time. And moreover, we just make them move. The first thing is I don't hire from the local market. I just hire the civilians from the local market. And every time my labor travels from here to if I am working in Kerala, Orissa, Rajasthan, they will travel from here. I will bear that expenditure because I want those people only to perform over there.
Specialized in their job.
Yes, because they know my frequency, and I know that once he is there, if I am not there, he will do as per my instructions.
Okay.
And I know his output, that how it has to be done. And the thing is, that is very much clear that we have pressure and we need to create pressure on them.
Okay.
So we have particular that team which we move, because I feel when you should not change the winning team. That's the reason we go with the same people every time.
Okay. Thanks, Vinod.
Thank you, sir.
So Rohit, I just needed, so the fish of the ocean, they fly in my dreams. So elaborate. Tell us something more about.
So fish is like a female actually. One of it's like Macha and Machi. Machi is like one of the female partners. Yeah. One of my crushes back then.
Okay.
And that's how it's a conversation between me and the fish.
Okay.
Actually, the fish is a real character in my life, and then that's why I call it the romanticism.
Is she the Machi in your life?
No, it's not the Machi.
Okay.
So that's why there was this one woodcut pain where I let go the fish in the work. So I left it back into the ocean.
Okay. So you see a lot of this, like Gary has his fish thing, right? Fish fetish. So that looks like this is the second architect I'm coming across with one of those. So Rohit, what's in the future for you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? What's the current direction?
Direction for me, like landscape is one I want to explore on the larger scale projects. And I'm also trying one or two architectural projects where I can experiment out on the environmental lines. They were taking inspiration from the JSM sir's office. And then in the same Hyderabad site now, we are building up a cultural center and libraries and art studios are coming up. So that will be my second architectural project, which I'm trying to experiment out on this work. So I want to try everything apart from painting, sculpting. So I want to try a little bit of architecture, and then I want to get on explore more in my life.
Okay, what kind of client is the Hyderabad? See, it's important when you do these breakout kind of works.
Yes.
That client is an understanding client is important.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about?
So my client's name is Prakash, and he's basically a software engineer and who's returned from US, and he's got almost like 40 acres of organic farm right now, and is trying to build these spaces and settle down and farm itself. So he has this childhood grown in like East Godavari, and then he has this nostalgia about how he was connected to the nature. And when he went to US, and he was one day he's like, I want to get back to where I was before, and then so came back, and then it's for this property in the Hyderabad, and now we're developing it into.
This is a new kind of client that we keep seeing.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is like interesting to start off with the stream, and it was very nice to see how it's developing in forms during the lockdown time also. Like it was more than working drawings, it was working sketches for me. So it was very happy for me to work around.
Good. So Ricken. Thanks, Rohit.
Nandu, I would like to answer one question that has come up here.
Okay, Ricken, just a bit. Go ahead, Sona.
She's asking me what that we as an architect should do our internship well and try to find a good mentor. But if we don't have that opportunity, how else can we improve our skills? I think there's a lot of information available on net. And if you're idolizing someone, look out for the works on the website and on Insta. And I think that will guide you. And I think most architects and designers, if you write to them and ask them to be your mentor, they would happily love to do it. So give a chance, give a shot. And if you have someone in mind, we will definitely help you to connect through IIID platforms. And yes, you need to take the first step, understand what you want from them, and probably yes, we all can put in our word to them. I hope it's okay, Devi.
Okay, can I also answer that? So a mentorship when you're starting out is very important. One way, see, the mentor can also be just the office you're working in. So one of the things I find is guys starting out don't have the patience anymore. We want to start our offices immediately. That ain't happening, boss. If you're doing that, then you have to put in the work. You start off, then you have to reinvent the wheel. You have to do all that. You have to at least work through one project completely. Right? Take it from drawings to finishing. But people don't seem to have even that patience anymore. But that's an advice. Okay, Ricken. So we saw all that drone stuff and everything. That's a near future, we see that. And you also mentioned videography taking over from photography. Yeah, it's the age of where, Pinterest, it's taken over by TikTok and these kind of things, and your available patience subdivides further and further, right? So you have to catch him in that small clip as quickly. Yes. So what's the future? What do you see in the near future? What else we haven't talked about?
Sure, like I mentioned, sir, like videography. I would just like to correct you. Sorry, but videography is
go ahead.
Take over photography. Videography is going to be as important as photography has been in this genre, as long as documentation goes. because the platforms that are available right now to showcase your work are changing dramatically. Instagram was just a picture.
अभी reels है.
Now there is video, there is reels, there's IGTV. So even the platforms are evolving. So in that direction, but of course, people like us who are documenting work, we do get inquiries saying, do you shoot video? Do you shoot video? Do you shoot video? I had started shooting video a lot earlier, but the effort that goes into shooting a video is much more than a photograph, to be very honest, because it's a much tougher job. The gear that you use is quite heavy, quite enormous. A lot of gear goes into documenting a 3-minute video. Like the video that I showed you for the second video, which had the drone and the handheld shots, that was a 10.5 hour on site from morning 7 till the evening light goes down. Even in photography, it's there, but I think, to be very honest, it's going to get on par with each other, video and photography. And the mediums of showcasing your work are changing so fast that it's going to be difficult for people to keep up with the pace of that technology. So, sorry, yes.
I have a continuing question to that.
Yes.
See, when I got my first camera, you had to shoot 36 shots in one roll, go get it developed. It all took time, and you had to value those 36 things.
Absolutely. Yes.
Now you have so much of data that there's so much shot. No, even just Instagram, right?
Yes.
There's so much, things coming at you. How do you manage data? Right? It's a fundamental thing in your business.
Yes.
Because how you line up that thing and how do you manage? How do you store it? Because when you say documenting,
yes,
you have to store. How are you managing your storage? Like 7 years of photography, how many terabytes do you have?
1, 2, 3,
There'll
4,
be
5, 6, 7 into 3, at least 21 terabytes of data, which I already.
Yeah. How do you essentially manage that? How do you get to go back and revisit things? All that. Just go ahead.
So it's typically based on the photographer to person to person. Like my habit has always been that I have all my photographs that I've photographed from day one, especially in this genre, because it's a great reminder to me on how my journey has been. Even today, when somebody sends a photograph which I've clicked 5 years ago, I kind of smile, I kind of laugh, and I go back to my original photographs and see
that point in time.
Yes, if I can actually better that shot today, if I was given the same space today, for example, how do I store it? I started obviously storing it in hard drives. Now the rule of photography is that it goes, so the reason I say 21, it becomes 42, because the rule of a photographer is that you store every data twice. It goes into 2 different places. So as soon as I finish a shoot, I come back and one goes into my hard drive that I keep using regularly, which I keep buying again and again. And the other one goes into a server which I've invested now. And that stays as a backup. Now,
no cloud?
Not yet. I don't trust cloud too much as of now, because my files are very heavy, A. And B, even when I travel, for me to actually safeguard data is the prime most important factor, actually, because architects and interior designers take a lot of effort in getting that site ready, A, getting permission for it, B, and you are never going to visit that site again. Even if it's a model or a showcase flat, or you're never going to visit that place again. So once I photograph, that's the end of it. Now, after that, the most important, valuable stuff with me is my data. Till I get back to my studio, that data has to be safeguarded. After all, it's technology. Luckily, so far in my 6 years of operating, it has happened only once for a Bangalore site where I've lost data on one of the cards. So I had to actually go back to Bangalore on my own expense. Luckily, it was a clubhouse for an apartment, so I got permission to shoot it again. Otherwise, if it was the residence, I would have lost half of the data that was there. But in today's world, it's technology, sir. So, I mean, 100% nothing is in our control. There are parts that go wrong. So now, like you mentioned, cloud, now what I have done is my server is now connected to the cloud. So when I go up for outer station for a shoot, when I get back to the hotel, I pay extra money for the fast internet, and then I at least upload the shots onto my server. So even in the aircraft or even when I'm returning, if there is a contingency or the data is safe. And this is an expense that we have to live with, sir. Gear, data.
Yeah, part of your.
Exactly. So I mean, it's okay. That's how it is for us.
Okay. Thanks, Ricken.
Thank you, sir.
So Ratna, a question about what's in the future. Do we have Ratna around or? Yeah, Ratna, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we saw a bit of architecture coming up in the future. What else?
Yes, looking at doing a farmhouse. That's what I always dream about. Some kind
That's
of
for a client or for yourself?
for my client.
Okay.
I hope my client is also listening to this.
Okay.
So farmhouses and a lot of creative stuff. I would love to experiment on a lot of things like a fusion of as we have done tropical and modern, fusion of maybe something like I'm a little crazy about concept based, so Rumbler style or something American with modern and luxury. That's what we are looking at. We are just it's still in the very starting stage, looking at some farmhouses. And also yes, architectural, yes, we want to get into architectural, and we have started architectural, so that's the future. That is what I'm looking at.
Okay, so since I started with Sona, let me end with Sona. Sona,
Tell me.
what's happening with your partnerships and all that? And give us a closing thing before Pallavi does the vote of thanks.
We are working on it, and I think it should happen soon, architectural partnership. So yeah, I think it's always nicer and to have the right associates with you. And I think that's a way forward for most of us. I can see, starting from you, your example is a great one. And yes, more learnings. And there's something else also in the pipeline, but I'm a little superstitious, so I'll let it be.
She's not revealing it.
I'm not revealing it, yeah.
Okay. Pallavi, okay. I'd like to thank everyone for being part of this. And that was
And Nandu, one more thing, yeah, sorry. Suleiman Bhai, are you here? I really need to thank you because I'm your 62nd speaker, and today I think we had 67 speakers, and you have been like a rock for all of us. Thank you, Suleiman Bhai, to be in the part of this I5 journey from day one. Thank you once again. I don't see him around, but yes, my thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, please get
Thank you, Sona.
So thank you, everyone. Pallavi, can you do the word of thanks?
Yes,
and
yes.
Let's end.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandu. That was a wonderful session to see a journey of our own designers. On behalf of IIID, I thank all the past chairperson, all the speakers, guests, members for attending today. I thank our sponsors, Darpan Furnishing and Malpani Plavinius, for their continuous support. I thank Pranay Rupani for the technical support. So thank you very much.
We went way beyond our schedule. We kept you waiting for way too long. Yeah. Sorry about that. But Zoom pe banta hai. Chalo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Be safe.